That was Joe. I didn't get his last name, but that's okay. He's with the Old Farmer's Almanac, giving us a good prediction of what to expect during the wintertime. All right, we've got guests in our studio here for the last part of the show. Sherre Oak, is that correct? Almost. You're going to need to love that microphone, Sherre, and let's see if it works for you. Hold on. Okay, now, is it working?
It is. How about that? Is that better?
That's better. Okay. Yep, that's better. Sherre Oak and Cainan, Townsend, you've been with us before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glad to be back.
Well, it's good to have you back. Some exciting stuff going on at Moton Museum. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so recently we had the great experience of having the VA 250 mobile exhibition here. Mm-hmm. So, of course, next year, 2026, is the semi-quincentennial, 250 years since the Declaration of Independence. And so with that, there is a tractor trailer with a mobile exhibit tied to the back of it that drives around the state. And this past weekend, it was at Moton. And so on Friday, we had about 300 plus kiddos coming through from local schools,
yeah.
which was really, really awesome. And then Saturday, Heart of Virginia, we were plugging that, and you had a good amount of folks come up there as well. So it's been busy here. This week, we laid the wreath at the grave of Reverend Francis Griffin for his birthday, which was on Monday. We also have a program coming up at Moton on Sunday at 2 p.m., and it will be also in honor, or is it Saturday? 21st. The 21st at 2 p.m. at Moton, a program for Reverend Griffin that we're working alongside the Alumni Association for. So those are some current things. You know, things are staying busy in a good way. And I'll pass it off to Sherre to give some a big update that's coming soon for us.
All right, Sherre, before we get into that, tell us a bit about yourself and how you got involved with the Moton Museum.
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, my name is Sherre. Okay. I've been a part of Moton Museum for 13 years. And I started working there initially just looking for a second part-time job, and I always say it's divine providence because once I started working there, I learned about the history and how my family was involved, and it just seemed like I was meant to be there, you know, so that's
was
pretty
your
much
calling.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so we are super excited about our latest endeavor, the Moton Library and Lounge. It is our former bookstore area that's been closed down temporarily for quite some time, and I know our community is very excited about us reopening and getting that back out there for everyone. So the Moton Library and Lounge, I like to describe it as two different components. It's our retail space as well as a reflection space. So the retail space, which is the library, we're going to sell products and items and apparel and things of that nature that undergird the Moton story. And then the lounge space, I would like to say that's the reflective space where people can come and dialogue, enjoy refreshments, meet with friends, surf the web, or just come and relax and lounge and reflect after having a self-guided or guided tour.
Well, that is fantastic. That's just what everybody would need, you know, after that to kind of reflect, because there's a lot to see.
Absolutely.
At the Moton Museum. There's a lot to take in. And so is this lounge going to be open daily?
It is. So we are actually going to have our grand opening on November 30th, which is Museum Store Sunday. Now, that's a worldwide shopping day that emphasizes the importance of Moton, for us, Moton, but museum stores throughout the entire nation, the world, actually. Just emphasizing the importance of the stores and how stores undergird the story of their said institutions. So November 30th, we're going to open from 1 to 3, and then from there going forward, we'll be open continually, except for holidays and things of that nature. So, yes, so we'll be back in business.
Well, you're talking about a library, so you're going to have some books in there for people to...
Thank you for mentioning that. Yes. So there was meaning behind naming it the Library and Lounge. We are going to have aspects where we operate as a library, because the Moton Library was the library. I said library like 50 times. But when it operated as a high school, that was the library for the students that attended at that time. So we are going to have an aspect where we have books that are available for the community to rent out for a protracted period of time.
All right. Well, what type of books are you interested in? Are you going to buy these books? Are you going to ask for donations from the community or local authors, or how is that going to work?
Yeah, all of the above. So we're definitely open to donations from local authors or any books that any community members find interesting that they may want to share with others that they may not know about. We do already have a pre-selected amount of books already that are about I would say topics from history and culture, civil rights and education, children's books. We just have a myriad of different topics that we cover regarding the books that we have currently.
Well, that's kind of the library and the lounge. It's kind of going to make kind of makes it complete, doesn't
Yes,
it?
absolutely.
Because it's a place for people to go get something to eat, have the refreshments there,
Yes.
and also that place to reflect and to read. And are these books going to be for sale?
Yes, so we're going to
Okay.
have books for sale. We're going to have apparel for sale. We're going to have Moton custom products. Everyone loves to buy magnets and things of that nature.
Oh,
So
yeah.
just something you can come and grab to have as a keepsake I would say, to memorize the moment or to encapsulate the experience of coming to the Moton Museum. So yeah, we'll have a lot of different things for sale there.
That's great.
Yes.
How do you feel, both of you, about the Moton Museum when it was an idea, and then it became kind of a reality, and how it has grown? How do you feel about that? I know you feel proud and all, but it's amazing. How long has the Moton Museum been around?
That is a great transition into some things that are happening next year, too. So 2026, on top of the semi-centennial, as I mentioned, will also be the 75th anniversary of the student walkout in 1951. It'll be the 30th anniversary of our formation of our nonprofit. And then next year will mark 25 years since the museum opened. So we opened back in 2001. And so we're in the throes of planning some big things. Nothing I'm really, really ready to share very quickly. There's a statue.
Well, sure, everything. It's
that we gotta
all
get
in
up.
the works.
Oh yeah. There's a statue that will hopefully go up in November that we are eagerly planning. But to answer your question, really, I think it's beyond anybody's wildest imagination. And I think part of that was because they didn't set out in this to get recognized anywhere but locally, right? They wanted to preserve, the Martha E. Forster Council of Women wanted to preserve the building. They wanted to make a museum that people in the immediate local community and abroad could come and observe and learn this history. But what it's turned into through the years with the 2013 renovation, and then the state holidays about the Barbara John's buildings, the statues, being included in the standards of learning. I mean, I don't think that's anything most would have imagined. So it's a feeling of pride, but also a lot of good stuff still to come.
And it's become a destination.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I'd like to say, civil rights tourism is really, really popular right now. And I tell folks all the time, a rising tide lifts all ships. So we can bring them in and they can see our exhibits, but we can't feed them. We can't house them. We can't clothe them. So we want them to go out and stay in the hotels. We want them to go out and, shop at our restaurants and retail. And then, maybe buy some furniture from Greenfront and then go on back home to go on back home, right? So we're hopeful that by Moton being a destination, we can improve the fortunes of Farmville, Prince Edward County.
Of course, yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming in
Thank
and
you.
letting us know what's going on, and of course, bring us some information so we can push it on our community calendar. Don't forget Farmville Now.
Yes, that's been
.com
excellent.
Absolutely.
as well. So,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Sherre, is it Sherre?
It's Sherre, yes.
Okay, Sherre and Cainan, thank you so much. We appreciate you, and anytime you're welcome in the Francis E. Wood studio to tell us what's going on.
Appreciate it.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for having us
having me.
back.
All right, take care.
You too.